I guess a long-lived interest that people have in whether intelligence is in the genes or it's in race or whatever. And I see this as not academic. This is just trivial, and perhaps because people intentionally want to forget the past, maybe they're asking this question over and over. Um, it seems as the tests that they give is trying to see whether a child has all the marbles in the head or all the salts. And there are ways to get around that. If you condition your child to that and you give them a lot of, help and a lot of tutoring and so on, they will do okay and they'll pass that test. And if they keep up their game, they will get far in life. But really, is that intelligence? Um, what they're saying about intelligence is they say this body of knowledge should be mastered at this age. And if this child mastered that plus more, then probably the child has a IQ that is beyond the norm and so on. And I've never been able to track, or have I been, yeah, I've been in class with people with high intelligence and so on. And it depends what you value. We have Rodney, Dr. Walter Rodney, and some others who, system in the British system, they value your ability to remember all this stuff, remember the whole book, and if you do that, and you could do it within a certain time, you get a certain grade, and you can go into London, Oxford, Cambridge, or whatever. But I think in this time and age, I think folks need to remember that it's not only one race has a patent on intelligence. Um, some races have additional resources, and so they could spend it in a way that it will result in looking as if there's intelligence. And then every race also has that certain amount of money, and they do the same thing. So within the races, but then some have predominantly better resources, and then the system is of such it reflects them, and therefore they support whatever is coming from their way, etc. I remember when I was driving the school bus in Florida. I was driving the school bus for a gifted school program, and there was this little black guy in the gifted program. I think he was living with his grandmother. I don't know where his parents were. And teachers would be harassing him. They'd tell him, if you don't do this by tomorrow, we're gonna have to get rid of you because you're not following the program, whatever. And basically, he was having a challenge. He was a grandma, maybe he's Mrs. Parents, I don't know all that. But to get there, he had to have demonstrated something. And they kept harassing him. I don't know what eventually came to him, whether to throw him out or not, and whether he gave up thinking that that's the end of the road. Because I could have been in the gifted program, but I was poor and I didn't attempt it because I was doing better than many of the guys who ended up going to Oxford, London, and Cambridge. But I was doing it on straight up just natural ability. Um, I had all these being poor and it's a whole lifestyle. My parents couldn't buy the books for me, they couldn't pay for the extra lessons. In fact, once I went to the extra lessons, and everything I'm getting right, and the teacher's asking, "Is that true? I mean, who marked this paper? Was the fire chief's son that marked my paper? The police chief's son that marked my paper?" And I just couldn't believe it because I'm poor and I'm a nobody. My parents aren't in society and so on. And eventually I told my mom that it don't make sense me going through that program because if I were going to write the exam and I pass it, I'm gonna have a problem because I was about 11 days old for the exam. So again, parents would plan the birth of the children so that they'll have two or three chances at that same exam. They'll push them along in school so that they could have some chances. But sometimes the second, third chance they get through to get into that special high school that will get you on track to go to Oxford, London, or Cambridge. But I think though, what white folks need to do is this. They need to recognize that intelligence and ability are distributed among all the races. And they should be fair enough to say, look, we want the best, whether the person's white, yellow, or red, or black. We want the best. And we're going to try to be fair as possible because we know we're powerful people, but hey, all our kids don't have all the marbles together. And what we really want is to be, powerful forever. We want to sustain ourselves. And so we're going to make it clear that what is important is this objective thing here, this here. And anybody that needs help to be able to come to it, we're going to give you the help because we want only the best here. And you'll discover that in doing that, you stand a chance of being powerful forever because the various races are going to bring a different perspective apart from being able to score, what the score is. They're going to bring a different lifestyle to it. And they're going to come with different ideas and different products and so forth. So, but if you just have like one set of people, then the thing is going to be skewed and you won't get the desired effect because look what's happening today. The world is almost about to collapse. And who's collapsing it? Well, black people aren't in there. Maybe the Asians and the whites aren't there. So who's collapsing the world? Perhaps it would be different if folks were fair because many people who are in position basically don't qualify to be there. They were able to do that standardized test and the work hard and being able to get to pass whatever it is it takes to get there, but they don't have what it takes. And sometimes they use the secret societies or other various ways of getting in there. And we see what's happening with WikiLeaks boy. I mean, it's a white guy, a brain dead guy. He's going to not understand the consequences of his behavior. He's going to put the nation at risk. And then he has a part in the army who gives him the information and he puts it out there. It's not a black guy or Asian guy, it's a white guy. See? We had also recently in, was it Norway? Norway or Sweden, where this boy killed a whole bunch of people. Bought the fertilizer, say he has a farm. But if it were a black guy or a Muslim had bought it, they would have tracked it down and make sure nothing had happened. But, oh, he's a good boy, everything is good. Today, you have to look at everybody. You just can't say, oh, these are good people and these are bad people. Everybody is evil. Everybody is good. I mean, every race has evil and good people. So you have to be allowing the good people to go on and just watching the evil ones because, so the enemy is doing is making more and more evil so that it's impossible to watch all the evil folks. So the better thing to do is to watch the good folks. So this intelligence thing is not, genes. I saw on the television a couple of years ago this woman got sperm donation from a guy who was supposed to be a genius. And so she already thinks that her little boy is going to be a genius, notwithstanding her genes, whether she has any genetic material that is genius. And as a matter of fact, whether that guy who's looked for the sperm is a genius, maybe he's just a school cheated thing. Maybe his parents paid, stuff money over there and then some clique that could put things together. And then people keep on playing this image as if, oh, it's so brilliant. Another thing I'm discovering is that bright guys like me and others, we work for an organization and we give them suggestions and they work in it, give other people to bring it to fruition. And then, to put it out there like the big man, is that smart and then he gets a Nobel Prize. And he has absolutely no idea about what's going on. I mean, of course, you get acquainted with it, but it's not his original idea. Some of these guys at the Harvard and Yale that have a whole bunch of patents, they're taking students' ideas, this one, that one, and put it together and making money. And I think that they should give the students whose idea it was some money, give them some access to the recognition too. And so this young boy who daddy's supposed to be a genius. You see him operating one way already. He won't even close the door. He's taking his foot to close the door, and he's behaving like if he's so special. All he's spoiled, and he's going to be mentally ill, and he's going to get nowhere. Or even if he gets somewhere, he's going to be just useless. Because apart from our abilities, this intelligence thing we try. I think it was Einstein who said that it's 99% inspiration and 1%. No, 99% sweat and 1% inspiration. A child like that, from so early, we're making them feel as if they're it. Then they find that they may not reach out for that inspiration. They think they have it all together. And they're going to work hard, steal people's ideas, do all kinds of stuff to appear as if they're genius. But in truth and in fact, if they were working with the Almighty, they wouldn't have so much work to do because the Almighty is the one who, ushers in new ideas and so on. And when he gives people like me and others ideas, and others take it away and feel that they could bring it to fruition, it never goes where it would have gone, or it never has the effect or the influence it could have had, because it's not the inspiration. And inspiration comes to people who have worked hard. I have worked hard on certain basics, and I can see things a certain way, but take my ideas and give it to somebody else because they're politically correct or of the right race, whatever. So, bottom line is this: that there may be something that the intelligence tests do show, but to take it to the full level, you need God in there, and I don't think it has much to do with that because how then a genius sort of gonna make some idiots for kids, and how some people who are unimportant make kids that are genius. Because in my culture, this guy who scored best in the whole Commonwealth, his father was just a painter. His mom, I don't know what she was, but randomly, people are born with the salts together and the marbles together, and with the right encouragement and the right support, they could go places. And this is what government should be doing, looking for people that have it. Because with me, in my first class in school, I scored on top. I was first, but very quickly, when the realities of life started to kick in, I don't have nothing to eat, I don't have no money to buy the books. Then I didn't drop out because I continued up to the level I could have gone, and I passed the exam, got to another level. So there we go.